Hi, Sarah. I'm your #1 fan, and I want to win your 2 tickets to your fight so you knock out Ronda Rousey because she sucks. I mean, who does she think she is? She does all these things like, look, I'm pretty, and like, she's not okay, she's average at best, and I mean, like, you're totally gonna knock her out. She needs to be knocked out. I mean, why would she want to get a title shot as quick as possible when she had a bunch of really shitty jobs? She should just sit around and still work her shitty jobs and just wait for her turn like the rest of us. I mean, like, I hate my job, and that's why I sit around and do these videos, because I'm waiting for my turn when I get discovered, when it's my time.
Take this pink ribbon off my eyes. I'm exposed, and it's no big.
That was Ronda Rousey, the alter ego of Ronda Rousey, unsuccessful in her attempt to win tickets to the Strikeforce card this Saturday night in San Diego, California. But Ronda will be having the best seat in the house opposite Sarah Kaufman in the main event, making the first defense for bantamweight title. It's coming up this Saturday night. I'm going to shut up because Ronda is up right now. Ronda, earlier today, we were trying to get a hold of Ronda Rousey, but unfortunately, she was unavailable. So we're glad to have you, though, here on the program with us.
Yeah, apparently Randa is quite mysterious and hard to get a hold of at times.
Yeah, she was all over the media last week, but I think a bit upset this week because she did not win the Strikeforce tickets, which I think a lot of people are upset about.
I know. Well, you know what? This is the little girl Victoria, I think, probably won, but I don't get to pick them. Sarah Kaufman's the judge of the contest, so well, I don't even know who she picked to win.
Very poor judging. I hope we have better judges at Cage Side on Saturday night, Ronda.
I hope so too.
I wanted to ask you, Ronda, because I mean, it's amazing when you actually take a step back and look at just the past couple of months of your career here since winning the title. I mean, you're in such high demand everywhere with Conan O'Brien, All Access on Showtime, the ESPN body issue. I mean, does it ever become almost too much for you to be handling all of this outside stuff, or are you just relishing all of this this publicity that is bringing to yourself and to the women's division as well?
It's not too much. It's actually less work than I had before when I had, like, you know, I was working 3 jobs on the side of training full time and everything else. And even before the Misha fight, I was handling all the press and everything on my own. You know, I had to do all the scheduling and all this stuff by myself, which is really stressing me out. And now I kind of have a people that are helping me out a lot that I can, like, delegate certain things to and help me organize. And it's actually a lot less work than it is before, much more well organized than before. And anytime all this extra attention and stuff feels like a little bit too much, what always makes me feel better is training. So I'm training more than I ever did before. People are like, "Oh my God, Ronda's doing this; she's not training." No, I'm actually training way more than for any other camp or any other Olympics that I had any time before in my life. Because I mean, the training and being in the gym is the only constant I've really had in my life. And when I feel like everything's crazy and chaotic, the one thing that makes me feel sane again is getting back in the gym.
Did you get like a taste of this after you won the bronze medal back in 2008, or is the media exposure right now just completely dwarfs what happened at the Olympics 4 years ago?
No, after the Olympics, I really kind of ran away from all that stuff. Like, they wanted me to have me on the Today Show right afterward, and I told them I wouldn't do it. I was supposed to be on Oprah, and I wasn't going to do it. And then my mom made me go.
Your mom made you go on Oprah. That's amazing.
Yeah, my mom, my coach, they're like, "Come on, you already did Today Show. You have to do this for your coaches and stuff like that. Just, promote everybody." And I was like, fine. I wanted to go to my friend Marina's house and just chill out. But because, the getting more media or whatever back then wasn't really going to help me any. My judo career was over. It's not like I was going to get any more sponsorships or anything like that. And I was just kind of a little bit bitter towards USA Judo and all of them afterwards. So I didn't really want to do anything to promote them. So after the Olympics, I kind of shied away from any kind of media and didn't want to do anything like that. And with women's MMA, it's the sport itself is kind of reliant on how much media and exposure we get. So I have to do it now.
Yeah, I guess you kind of feel that responsibility because, I mean, a lot of the interest, it does center around you, Ronda, and kind of that has really made this. It's amazing a year ago when you heard that Dana White, he's almost done a 180 on the women's division, and I think it was your fight with Miesha Tate that was really that turning point for him, and it's kind of, you are looked upon now, whether you like it or not, you are the focal point here of this division at this point. Do you enjoy that pressure?
Yeah, like the more pressure there is, the better I fight. I've always been one of those people that I fight above myself, the higher the stakes are. And I'm very encouraged by the amount of progress that's made so far, but then again, it could all be gone in an instant. You know, like this is a performance-based business, and I have to continue to perform. So I don't fight as if, I'm Miss Clean Awesome that's in charge of everything. I fight as if everything that I've worked for my entire life is depending on how I fight on Saturday. And I'm not coasting and sitting back and thinking I'm fabulous. I'm literally acting as if my life and my career and all the work I've ever done is in peril, and I'm going to take it out on Sarah Coffin because she's trying to take that away from me.
Do you think some people are kind of underestimating Sarah Kaufman? She's a 4-1 underdog going into this fight, and I mean, you've been one to talk about just how tough an opponent she is. It seems that a lot of people are just kind of underestimating Sarah going into this fight.
Well, I definitely do respect Sarah as a fighter, but I'm 100% sure that I'm going to win this fight. So anyone who bets against me, I think, is an idiot.
I'm curious if you did watch any of the Olympics this past couple of weeks. Did you get to sit down and watch it at all, and maybe even have some thoughts on people like Kayla Harrison winning the gold for the country?
Oh, I think that's amazing that Kayla won. She's had a really hard life, and she deserves to have some very good things happen to her. We were old teammates. We lived together. We traveled the world together. I mean, even Marty. I used to fight both of them when we were kids. And I'm very encouraged to see that USA Judo has had the best showing ever without me being there. It used to be that whenever I was traveling around with the USA Judo team and I lost and we didn't get any medals, I felt like it was my responsibility and it was my fault that we came back home empty-handed, because I was usually the one that was counted on to medal. And now seeing that USA Judo is fine and flourishing without me is extremely encouraging. It's a weight off my shoulders, and I'm so happy for them. They're both such good people that there's no two people I think that are more deserving of medals than Marty and Kayla.
You never had that moment where you thought, I should have gone for the games this year. I could have handled some of these girls. Did you ever have that moment, or complete happiness with your decision to walk away when you did?
No, I'm completely happy with my decision to walk away. I was watching the Olympics and, these girls in judo. I was watching these gymnasts and everything, and I just see the look on their faces when they're competing, and I know what it's like to have that kind of anxiety and, those feelings rushing through you, and it really just takes the years off of your life like that. This fight didn't enter my mind until March, but these people have been obsessing over that moment their entire lives, and it's really hard to deal with, and I went to 2 games already, and to go for a third one, it's just like, the process of training for it too, it was just miserable for me after a while, and when it gets to the point where you hate the whole training process, there's so much more pressure on yourself the day of the fight because you don't want everything that you did to be for nothing. And I enjoy every day of my career now. When I go in to fight, I'm happy to be there, and I'm happy to, see the results of my efforts. But it's not like I have to justify my misery with a performance. When I won in judo, I felt more relief and happiness, and when I win in MMA, I'm just, exuberant.
I'll only keep you here for another minute or so, but earlier this week, Christiane Cyborg Santos, she was on Ariel Helwani's The MMA Hour show, and she was saying that she wants to fight you next, but cannot possibly make 135 pounds. Are you interested in fighting Cyborg if it were at a catch weight, or do you feel that if she wants to fight you, she's going to have to find a way to come down to 135?
If she wants to fight me, she's going to have to find a way to come down to 135. We'll see how she does in a fair fight for once in her life. She has a history of coming in overweight to fights, and I wouldn't doubt that if we agreed to some sort of catch weight at 140, she'd show up at 145 anyway, and just be like, "Oh, whatever, fight or not." She's done this many times before, and I don't owe her anything. she's completely like defamed, and everything that she's ever done is just nothing because she's a big old cheater and she's been doping her whole life. And I think part of the reason why people like Dana think that there's such a lack of depth in all these divisions because this girl is doping and making everybody look like, you know, that they're not in her league. And I think that the reason why people looked at MMA, women's MMA like that was because of her. She's been nothing but a detriment to the sport, and the only positive she could play is as an Ivan Drago bad guy that gets beat the hell by a Rocky. So, no, she can come down and fight me at 135 because I got a whole line of other people that want to fight me already. And I don't owe her anything. I don't need to come up. And it's just like, why would I even want to come up to her weight? You know, she's the one, stop doping, lose the weight, or she can either do the drugs and fight me at 35 and have the drugs be just as much of a detriment as a help to her during the weight cut, or she can cut out all the doping and make the weight easily. You know, it's just whatever. As long as she makes 135, I don't care if she's injecting horse semen into her eyeballs. But that's the only way that I feel like it would be a fair fight. And she's never had a fair fight in her life, and I see how the prospect of that would scare the hell out of her and why she would insist on fighting heavier.
Something tells me the headline, "I don't care if she puts horse semen into her eyes," is going to be all over the internet after this airs, Ronda. So thank you very much. I wish you the best of luck. Once again, it's coming up this Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Showtime in the States, Super Channel here in Canada. Ronda Rousey versus Sarah Kaufman for the women's bantamweight title. Thank you very much for this time, Ronda, and all the best Saturday night.
No problem. Thank you.